It's the Orioles on Masson, and the storm has cleared out, and baseball is back. Cancellation of a doubleheader yesterday, so the Yankees and the Orioles will play a day-night doubleheader today, and the rain and virtually all of the wind from Irene has disappeared. And Oriole and Yankee fans getting ready for the first of two. Welcome, everybody. I'm Gary Thorne. Great to have you with us. This is going to be for the Orioles, their third doubleheader, including one they played against the Yankees earlier. And for the Orioles, they hope it's going to be a 6-game win streak if they can get one in Game 1. The last time the Orioles had a 6-game win streak, you've got to go back to 2008. Take a look at the numbers that the Orioles have. It is a Category 5, winning 5 straight, second time this year. The starters have been unbelievable. 5-0 with a great ERA. And lights out overall for the team, 1.80 ERA during the streak. And the power, 306 average. The Orioles coming up with lots of extra base hits, including 8 home runs. And the Orioles, can they get that 6-game win streak? Well, that is the hope here, Jim Palmer, for this game number, what is it, 2 of this so-called 5-game set that's going to be 4.
It is hard to keep track, but I think the one thing you do know, Gary, the Orioles are sending out a couple of lefties. And, you know, you saw Tommy Hunter, a right-handed pitcher. They got him early runs. It was 7-0 before A-Rod hit his first home run in, 96 at-bats, made it 7-1. Both the teams had 3 home runs. The Orioles did a nice job. Wieters with a 3-run shot, Hardy with a 2-run shot. But at the end of the day, what the Yankees do so well in the tough task for Zach Britton in Game 1 and Madison in second, they hit lefties as well as anybody. They're 27-12, hitting 285. And I saw Zach Britton, I said, well, if we have any remnants of the hurricane, you could be throwing 120 today, just hoping it's behind your back. And he said, what would I do with my changeup? Well, speaking of changeups, he better sink the ball today and be able to change speeds, because these Yankees can wear you out.
And in these doubleheaders, obviously looking at what you have pitching-wise, everybody's set as far as the bullpen concerned, at least for Game 1 because of the rest yesterday. So it's a veteran against a youngster for Game 1.
Yeah, it really is. Cologne is 38. Zach Britton, 15 years younger. His last win up in Yankee Stadium against the Orioles. So he's pitched very well against him. And, again, we know what he's going to do. He throws 86% fastballs. It's got a lot of movement. And at 38, had the stem cell. Maybe we should all get those done because it's working for him.
All right. Maybe I'll do that after this first game, and that'll set me up for the doubleheader. All right, when we come back, hang on to your umbrellas. First of 2 coming up from Camden Yards. Is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Southwest Airlines' new Rapid Rewards. Unlimited reward seats and no blackout dates. And by Hyundai. It's time to join the movement. And we are ready to go as the field very dry. Actually, all the wind that stayed this morning helped dry everything out here in the Baltimore area. And we hope that the storm was not bad for you, although there is still a lot without power in the area. Let's take a look at our game time temperature brought to you by Train. Visit Train.com for an independent Train comfort specialist dealer near you. It's hard to stop a Train. 77 degrees, mostly cloudy skies, and some light variable winds blowing at the moment. Here's the starting lineup for the Yankees, brought to you by Southwest Airlines for Game 1. Jeter's going to DH. Granderson, Teixeira, Rodriguez, Cano, Swisher, Jones, Nunez, and Cervelli. And for Derek Jeter, he's playing in game number 2,402, which will be the one that passes Mickey Mantle for the most all-time in Yankee history.
And let's take a look at our AFCIA scouting report on Zach Britton. Well, back-to-back again after losing 5 in a row. Comes off the DL. Pitches well against Minnesota. It's a stiff test. Again, 27-12 against lefties. They're hitting .285. I mean, everybody seems to have a good batting average. And then sinking feeling. If he's going to do well, that's what he does best. Get the sinker going. Yes, the Yankees hit the fastball better than any team in the American League. But that's what you do best. And again, our afternoon scouting report brought to you by AFCIA. Visit AFCIA.org, the Association for IT Pros.
And here is Derek Jeter. He'll be at shortstop probably in the second game, DHing in this one. Jeter comes in with a 5-game hit streak. He's got good numbers off of Britton as he's gone 3 for 6 against the Oriole left-hander who desperately wants to get off to a good start. This is important in every game, but against the Yankees who demolish opponents early in a ball game, especially in the first inning, and especially the Orioles. They've outscored the Orioles 25-0 in the first innings of the ball games played this year. And for Zach Britton, the first innings have been terrible. 24 first inning runs against him this year.
Yeah, back-to-back games against the Red Sox up there, and then against the Yankees, 6 earned run, 9, and only a third of the out. So that's his last outing.
That's an atom ball. Markakis is there. Jeter retired.
Take a look at our Nissan defense here at soggy Camden Yard, even though it's Gary Thornton. It drains well. Reimold, Jones, Markakis. Adam Jones back in center field. He's had 3 days off with a chest injury. And Dino, Hardy, Adams. And then Mark Reynolds over at first base for the first game of this split doubleheader. Matt Wieters doing the catching. Well, that's kind of an improvement. Let Jeter hit it right at somebody. And again, your Nissan defense, the bottom line sales event, tremendous selections, great offers, bottom line savings. Visit ChooseNissan.com or your Nissan local dealer.
Curtis Granderson had an 0 for 3 in the opener that the Orioles won by a score of 12-5 on Friday night. Granderson continues to be up among the leaders in all kinds of offensive categories in the American League. And the 1-0 pitch to him, that will be taken for a strike, including pretty good numbers against left-handers. 279 off the lefties, 3 points higher than against right-handers. He's got 13 home runs off the lefties and 23 off the righties.
Yeah, that 13 is higher than any other left-hander against left-handed pitching, and that's the big difference. Changed his hands, got him behind him. He's in a really loaded position.
And Granderson on a swing and a miss. Curtis Granderson, only one behind Jose Bautista now in that home run department. Bautista's got 37. Granderson's got 36. Teixeira's got 35. And the Orioles' Mark Reynolds has got 30. Ground ball towards second, into the shift, backhanded by Adams, and he's got it. 2 down. Little sun peeking through in case you were wondering what that glare was. It's actually sunshine. We're due to have some sun this afternoon, which not unusual after big storms go through, that the trailing good weather behind it.
Well, you know, the amazing thing is that they could pretty much tell you when the eye of the hurricane's coming through, what the wind velocity is going to be, how much rain, and then clearing in the afternoon. It's just amazing they can do that. Doesn't always come out, but today they're 100% right.
They're on the money.
Yep.
Just a couple of sprinkles early here at the ballpark, but that's been it for the rain here in the morning hours. Mark Teixeira, give that fan a contract. A broken bat. He'll go back to get some new lumber and delivered a souvenir. Teixeira also had an 0 for 3 in the opener on Friday night. 35 home runs, 99 RBIs. He is third in RBIs in the league. Granderson and Adrian Gonzalez are tied for first in RBIs. Both have 103. Here's the 0-2 delivery. And the breaking ball will be taken down low.
Yeah, when Zach Britton's on his game, and you know, we saw him against Minnesota. He went 5 innings. Again, it was good to see him back. He had a strained shoulder after the Boston debacle, then the one in New York, and didn't pitch well in Kansas City. But again, his strength is keep the ball down, throw a lot of strikes. He's got a good changeup.
Teixeira's performed very well here at home compared to the road. He's 4-3 here at Camden Yards with a 2.81. But on the road, he's 3-6 in his ERA. You got to go by 3, 6.71. A real distinct difference. 2-ball, 2-strike count on Teixeira, and he'll pop that one up into the sun weeders, shading his eyes, and not going to have a play. Remember, under the new rule, you cannot go in the dugout and make a catch, so he couldn't get down the steps there. Wouldn't have counted anyway.
Well, one of the things that made it a little more difficult is that he slipped on the on-deck circle. It's a rubberized surface. If you look at it right here, he goes back, and he actually, his feet almost came out from under him. So, again, he couldn't quite get to that railing.
Also tough, that bat you see laying in the on-deck circle was actually laying further out. He almost stepped on it. He stepped over it as he went in. That bat right there, part of the on-bat paraphernalia. Here's the 2-2 delivery. Good ground ball in the right field for Teixeira. That's an excuse me hit. They were playing him to pull in the infield. He got one away, and he just got the end of the bat on it.
Yeah, again, about 70 points higher, and what he does, he gets A-Rod to the plate, and it's just a routine ground ball. Your chart said doesn't do this. But again, there's your changeup, down and away. Good pitch. Bad result for Zach Britton. Great result if you're Mark Teixeira. All he's trying to do with 2 strikes is make contact, and he collects a little gold on the way.
So now A-Rod coming up. A-Rod get out of the funk he was in as far as the homer department's concerned, as he got one in game 1. Yankees actually had 3 home runs in that ball game. Trying to get the second base umpire to the other side, the shortstop side, to be out of the batting eye view of A-Rod, and complying with that. Vic Parapazza moves over to the shortstop side of the bag. Here's the delivery with 2 down and a runner on at first base.
And you're just hoping the Orioles outfielders have their sunglasses. When this inning started, it was cloudy. And if you don't, there's Adam. He's got him. If not, call timeout and go get him. I mean, and now it went from being overcast to bright.
Very big time glare in a hurry. Here's the 1-0 delivery. A-Rod's home run in the 1-for-4 Friday. He had gone 96 at bats without one, second longest in his career without a home run, and he had to go all the way back to the start of his major league career. He now ranks with 627 homers, 6th on the list. He's 3 away from Ken Griffey Jr., who's next. Great pitch, off speed and in, and a 1-ball 2-strike count.
Yeah, that's a good breaking ball. I mean, a perfect pitch, a 1-0 inside corner with a fastball, comes back with a breaking ball. And again, I think they think Britton's going to be as good, because hitters will tell you that breaking ball looks a lot like the fastball coming out of his hand. Makes it hard to track it.
1-2 is going to go down to third base. And Dino will go to second. There to get it is Adams. And what has been the worst inning for him all year is a very good one here as Britton gives up just a hit and leaves him on. The Red Sox, they split their last 10, 5-5. Here's the starting lineup they will face against the Orioles. It will be Hardy, Markakis, and Jones, Guerrero, Wieters, and Reynolds, Adams, Reimold, and Andino. Our lineup brought to you by Southwest Airlines, and good numbers for Adam Jones back in against Cologne.
And our FC is scouting report. Well, back to the bigs. Hadn't thrown a pitch in the major leagues since 2009. Played winter ball with Tony Pennant, so he's back in the big leagues. Loves to pitch in the daytime. Again, his record at 6-0 with a very low ER 180. And of course, what did you do? You hope you had your batteries charged. The battery again in baseball, your catcher and your pitcher. With Cervelli behind the plate, he's 4-0 with an 1.58 ERA. So very comfortable with Francisco doing the catching.
J.J. Hardy, who had been in a big funk against the Yankees prior to the last game, he got out of it with a home run. And he will take the pitch down low. He hadn't had a hit in 28 at-bats against the Yankees this year until he came up and delivered the long ball. As a result, the 9-game hit streak for him. And he'll take it away. 2-ball, 1-strike count from Cologne. Now, Cologne's going to test John Hirschbeck, the home plate umpire, early. Cologne does not want to throw strikes, period. He wants pitches that are going to be called strikes that are not, and hitters to go after pitches that aren't strikes. Nunez is playing short. He'll get the out on Hardy.
Let's take a look at our Nissan defense. Andrew Jones, 10 consecutive Gold Gloves starting in 1998 and left. Granderson can run him down. Swisher, he lost a bunch of weight to help him in the outfield. A-Rod, Nunez, Cano, Gold Glovers there. Teixeira with a Gold Glove, and then Francisco Cervelli. He's going to get about as close to the ground given a target as you can.
We were talking about Hirschbeck, Jim, before the game in his strike zone.
It's ample.
Yep.
And of course, that's his style. Obviously, he seems to be a pitcher's umpire. We'll see if he'll give you the balls off the corner. But a lot of movement. Again, I was looking at the number of fastballs that Cologne throws. It's 86% of the time. So it's hard, but it's got great movement when he's on his game.
Here's the 0-1 delivery to Nick Markakis. Nick will be happy. Nick said after the game the other night when I was talking with him, he said, man, he said, I didn't see anything. So the other night, it was all change-ups and all curveballs in his at-bats throughout the night. So he may get a couple of fastballs here from Cologne.
At 97.
He'll take it. That will be a foul ball outside of first base. And Nick with a 1-ball, 2-strike count.
Well, he did, talking about Bartolo, he doesn't really pitch. He pitches in winter balls. He does go through a stem cell where they inject them into your arm, and all of a sudden he comes back. And Tony Pena, the first base coach, former catcher, saw him, suggested him to the Yankees. He's given him a lot of innings.
Started out of the bullpen, and then moved into the starting rotation. Here's the 1-2. And a strike call in the inside corners. There's one for the pitcher.
Yep, and there you go. And I think Nick thinks his ball's inside. It probably is. But again, watch Cervelli. Look at the target. I mean, it's off the plate, not by much. But again, the late movement. And obviously Nick doesn't like it. It's going to be a broad strike zone today.
Ball on the field down at first base behind Wayne Kirby. Wayne, turn around, take a look. It's there. Yoo-hoo. There it is. Good man. Wayne will pick it up. Here's Adam Jones. So Adam back in the lineup. Couple of days off, but that just didn't feel right. Upper body, chest area. Thank goodness. Apparently just a muscle problem. He will take the pitch outside. So great to have him back in. As against the Yankees, big average and some extra base hit numbers as well against Cologne. He's gone 5 for 13. 1-0 count, 2 down, and nobody on. And that'll be foul back. That swing looked like it felt fine. Take a look at the numbers. Post All-Star, 313 with the 9 home runs, 8 doubles, 47 hits. I mean, the second half of the season, he leads the team average hits, RBIs after the break.
Yeah, he's been able to elevate himself above what the Orioles have been able to do as a team. It is an individual. I mean, it's a game of individual performance, but obviously, it's a team game. So if you're Buck Showalter, you got to be happy. He's played terrific outfield. Maybe hasn't stolen as many bases as maybe Buck would like, but very, very productive. And why he's using the whole field.
2-1 delivery. He's going to be slanted towards second base. Cano and a squibber is going to get the out. So Bartolo Colon comes out and retires the side in order. A day-night doubleheader here at Camden Yards, and the sun is out. they're looking at a Yankee team which is setting the mark for numbers against left-handers. They're 27-12 record this season, best winning percentage in the East against left-handers. You see the .285 average they have against left-handers pitching. That's the second highest. Only Cincinnati has a higher batting average against left-handers. Those are the singular hitters against lefties who have done spectacularly well. And the Yankees have a major league leading 55 home runs off left-handed pitching this year. They lead the majors in home runs with 181. And the pitch will be taken outside. Robinson Cano, one of those lefties. He's got a 17-game hit streak overall and an 18-game hit streak here at Camden Yards.
And he hits better against lefties than righties, at least average-wise.
Yep. He is obviously an MVP candidate. Three of the Yankees probably will be.
They had that article in the New York Times saying that, Granderson, Teixeira, Cano.
And all worthy of consideration with the numbers they put up. So far, Britton's got some good off-speed stuff going, and a 1-ball, 2-strike count.
Well, you know as well as I do, Gary, though, again, this is about as good as it gets. Great breaking ball. It starts in the middle of the plate right to the corner, but against the Yankees, can you do it? And as a young pitcher, can you do it again? Can you repeat that? Certainly has the opportunity to try. And right there, again, when you make that kind of pitch, you come back in 94. You're going to get them thinking a little bit. The one thing, the Orioles did not walk anybody on Friday night. And this team has the best, when we talk about the Yankees, the best on-base percentage. They lead the league in walks. They're good.
Batting, good pitch as Cano didn't like it. And he will be called out on strikes.
Yeah, but just pretend you're Nick Markakis and you go back and get your glove because the strike zone's going to be a little bit wide. It's not like they don't know what kind of strike zone John Hirschbeck has. Now, is that fair if you're a hitter? Probably not.
So he gets the first out, first strikeout. That'll bring up Nick Swisher. Britton would dearly love to be able to come back against the Yankees for that disaster that happened in New York, where he gave up the 9 runs, 6 earned on 7 hits in a third of an inning. He was the first major league pitcher to allow 8 runs in less than an inning 2 times in a row. So there's a little payback due. And the pitch is going to be taken, and it'll go to 2-0 on Swisher. Nick's had a 2 for 4 in the opener. He's hitting .328 off lefties and .244 off right-handers. The power, though, has come the other way. 15 of his 19 home runs have been hit from the left side of the plate. 2-0 delivery away from him, 3-0.
And you just never, ever know that he might not be swinging here. I wouldn't really worry about it too much, because even if you hit a home run, it's a solo shot. But you got to throw strikes against these guys. And
he did.
If you can get ahead, they'll expand. If not, they're going to just sit, look for their pitches, and they can. They've scored 151 runs in their last 23 games in August.
And he walked him. So the first walk by Britton, and Swisher's 83rd. He is 3rd in the league in walks behind Bautista and Miguel Cabrera. Maryland double play contestant of our game, Barbara Dennis from Baltimore. For every double play the Orioles turn, Barbara, you win $1,000 from the Maryland Lottery. You can enter 2 great scratch-offs for a chance to win. Turn non-winning double play or amazing 8 scratch-offs into cash or O's prizes. Go to mdlottery.com/double play. So Swisher on with the free pass. 45 walks and 116 innings surrendered by Zach Britton on the year. And Jones up. Talk about a comeback season. Certainly one going on right now for Andrew Jones. He has become a very important part of this Yankee team. 10 home runs, 27 RBIs. While the numbers not maybe extreme, it's about coming off the bench and being able to get it done. He has been able to do that. And Britton had a little problem here as he misses 2-0.
Yeah, there's a tendency when you're young and you have good stuff, you try a little bit harder. You need to back off. I'm sure Matt Weeder said, hey, just relax, make your pitches. Tremendous second half for Andrew Jones. I was reading an article in the New York Times a couple weeks ago. Apparently his mom called him. He said, you never used to hit that way when you were a little boy. Open up that stance. Boy, does it work. Just a little bit open with the left knee.
Mums know best.
Yes, they do. So since the All-Star break, over 350, over 370 against left-handed pitching, and 6 home runs, and were very productive. And you know, when you look at him, looks like he's in pretty good shape. He's been around so long, you think he's old, but he's really not.
Nope, he started so young in the postseason at Yankee Stadium, where he hit 2 home runs in postseason play with Atlanta against the Yankees in his call-up year, and that started a firestorm of early years for Andruw Jones success-wise, and he's had it come back a little bit, but right now is fine to roll here with the Yankees.
Yeah, that was
371 off left-handers.
All the way back to 1996 in that World Series.
2-2 delivery, and he's got him on the inside corner. Everybody's going to be unhappy at the plate. John Hirschbeck turns around to say something to the Yankee dugout. He's staring, and now the mask is off.
No, it's on right around the knees.
That's Girardi yakking. Girardi's done a lot of yakking here in Baltimore in the game on Friday. This team of the Yankees are not happy with what the Orioles did in not scheduling a doubleheader on Friday. And we understand he was chirping at Jeremy Guthrie on the Friday game. Guthrie's the team representative of the Players Union, and chirped away most of the night. And Buck Showalter was not happy, and was not happy today. He said the Yankees did not show respect for what the Orioles were going through coming back home with the loss of Mike Flanagan, and not taking that into consideration in understanding that's why the Orioles did not want to play a doubleheader on Friday was inappropriate. And he said they did not show respect that they should have for Flanny, and he was furious Friday and continued to be today, although in his pregame press conference he controlled himself and concluded at one point after talking about it by saying, there's more, but I better stop right here. So there's some real tension between the Yankees and the Orioles right now, front office and dugout. Here's Nunez, 2-0 delivery. And amazingly to me, Girardi has yet to call Buck Showalter to say anything about scheduling or about Flanning. You would think that a manager would have something to say to the opposing manager based on what he knows the team's going through. Not a word.
Yeah, that's very un-Joe Girardi-like.
I don't understand. 2-1 delivery in the air to center field, hit hard. Jones going back. Nunez got a lot of it at the wall, and he's got room. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. So Britton, with a little control problem, recovers. Good scoreless. Luna call today for the Luna double and get your second room of flooring free. Call 877-241-LUNA. 4 consecutive doubles in the second inning following a home run as the Orioles piled up the extra base hits on our Luna doubles board.
Yeah, you made a great call. You said there's 4 doubles sandwiched by 2 home runs. That's what they were able to do. 6 runs in that second inning. No, you don't.
Vladimir Guerrero, and he will take it for a strike. Vladdy, a 3-game hit streak.
The plate is 17 inches wide. You take the ball, you can get it probably to 21, 22. You just have to understand it's going to be a 25-inch plate today.
That ball will get a short. Nunez.
So, you know, what you try to do to the 2 strikes go, you either look inside half, outside half. So that inside half or that outside half just has to be a little bit more of a half. So it's kind of like a half and a plus.
And you can see why Bartolo Colon works well with Cervelli. Watch Cervelli and how he sets up. I mean, Cervelli is almost sitting on the ground a la Tony Pena.
And another thing is, it's not that hard to explain, is that you don't want just a glove to the corner. You want the middle of the body. So again, you just have a target. And the guys that can do that, I was really impressed. It didn't work very well for A.J. Burnett. I didn't realize how good a sign or a target that Russell Martin does. So everybody likes. I see why they like throwing to him. I mean, he's coming off a 5-for-5 game with 2 home runs, so he gives you. But his presentation of the target, and again, when you're smaller, and Cervelli, I mean, again, he's not as big as Matt Wieters. I mean, Matt does a nice job, and you really got to move. It just makes it that much easier because you present the target, and that's, of course, what you're trying to hit.
Cervelli moves all over the place, as you've seen on those last pitches. He hasn't even showed you his best target yet that we were talking about. When he gives you that really low target, he has one leg completely out straight.
Well, where do you think he learned that from?
And Tony, and his backside, his butt is sitting right on the ground. Now he wants this pitch up. So he's worked Wieters low and in, low and away, up and in on these pitches for a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Tony Pena on the left, one of the game's really outstanding defensive catchers, and Tony did that all the time. He's set with that great sprawling stance behind the plate. 1-2 pitch, Wieters to left field, but it's right at him, and Jones has got him. 2 down. Forever Orioles walk this year. Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield will contribute $50 to the Living Classroom Foundation. To date, the Orioles, they have picked up 49 walks in August, 348 overall, for a total of $7,400. Blue Cross Blue Shield encourages each of us to take that first step towards a healthier and more active lifestyle. 2 away. Here's Reynolds. Mark's got a 6-game hit streak. He had a 1-for-4 home run and an RBI in the opener. Breaking ball on Colon. There was the dinger. He's got 4 of them against New York on the season.
Yeah, that started off the Orioles scoring. He also did that in Minnesota. Hadn't scored into the 5th. Hit one.
Got that one down the left field side into the corner. Jones going over and right off the wall, and it's going to go by him. There's a chance for 3 here, but Reynolds will stop at second base. Jones got himself out of position over there as that ball bounded off the wall. That was close to being a home run.
Yeah, didn't hit it really well, but then again, he's so strong he doesn't have to. And again, right here, here you go, bad angle to the ball. You could see it's a little bit towards the trademark, maybe out on the end, the sweet spot. And there's the high bounce right over his head. Got too close to the wall. Really doesn't make a whole lot of difference. 2 outs, you're not going to get thrown out at third.
And brought to you by Volkswagen is our Super Slow-Mo Going, Gone event. Great deals are here, but not for long. Visit VWDealer.com.
He didn't really go after that. Not that he could have caught it, but he didn't kind of went after that ball very gingerly.
The wind is whipping around a little bit now since the sun came out. It had been blowing out to left field. It's now a little bit towards center. The flags, as you can see, wrapped around the flagpole. So they may be a little tricky on the fly balls in this game. Runner at second base with 2 down. Adams with a 5-game hit streak. Ryan Adams takes the pitch inside. That one almost caught him. He's had a hit in every game since being recalled. Going 7 for 18, coming up from AAA on Monday. And off to a great start both at the plate this time around and also at second base, where he's made some nice plays.
Yeah, terrific defensive plays. He said, I like the right center field gap. And again, he's going to have to hit that ball right on the corners. And that ball ran back. The one thing, and I think with Zach Britton, the runner in scoring position number is 368, so he's young. But Colon's a little higher than I thought it would be. That's a little bit over 300 to 303.
He works out of the stretch virtually all of the time. Here's the 1-2 delivery, and that's going to be fouled off. Colon has given up a hit an inning coming into this game. 131 innings, 131 hits, and he's walked 34. So there's seems to be always somebody on base, and that will cause him to work out of the stretch, but he's been able to get out of innings.
Well, yeah, the amazing thing is that people that saw him in 2009, he was probably, what, 85, 86, 87 miles per hour. And again, Tony Pena saw him in the spring. He had a winter ball, and then in the spring, I mean, in the spring, he pitched as well as anybody in the Yankee team. And then, as you mentioned, worked his way back into the starting lineup.
1-2 delivery on the way, will be popped up down the line in right field. And Swisher will have time to get over and make the catch, and does so right on the line. No runs, a double. Reynolds is left stranded. 2 complete in our first of 2. Southwest Airlines new Rapid Rewards. Unlimited reward seats and no blackout dates. And by Honda. See your Honda dealer and discover the great values now being offered.
There you go.
Jim Palmer, we're with you for Sunday. Good day for a cookout after the storm has gone through. Bertie and Dogs already grilled, as you can see. We go to the 3rd inning. We'll need some of those between games.
Some? Many.
Lots of onions and relish. There you see the blue sky showing up here as the remnants of the storm continue to pass through. Here's Francisco Cervelli down to 3rd and a base hit. Andino is drawn in. Cervelli finds the hole. He's got a 5-game hit streak and the single, the second hit for the Yankees in the game. Tomorrow the O's Yankees will wrap up their series of final showdown of the 11th season at 7:05 here. Help us paint the park orange with this Great East rivalry game. Now, it's tomorrow. This is a regularly scheduled game. Get your tickets in advance, 888-848-BIRD, to go to Orioles.com. 7:05 first pitch, 6:30 O's extra. Cervelli on. That'll bring up Jeter. Jeter flied out to right field his first time up.
Yeah, it kind of sets up the inning because you have the first base hole. He uses that about as well as any right-handed hitter in baseball. Didn't line out. I mean, hit it on the nose, but right at Markakis. He's one of your hottest guys in the major leagues. 29 for his last 62. So again, a very confident hitter, and then average climbing very, very close to 300.
Jeter's got the 3rd best average in the league against left-handers, hitting at .358. The leader is Dustin Pedroia. Pedroia at .386. Michael Young at .360, and then Jeter .358 against lefties.
Yeah, and the one thing, I mean, Ryan Adams is going to give him a huge hole in the right field, and there's a tendency when you play second base, you cheat in and over to get the double play, and boy, he likes to hit it up through that lane.
Here's the 1-1 delivery on the way in. Jammed him. It pitched by Britton to get ahead on the count 1-2.
You know, Gary, I've been seeing Derek Jeter since 1996, and as a former pitcher, you're going, where can you go? Well, that's a sinker down and in, but the guys that have good 2-seamers or can stay down and in, seems to hit everything else. just maybe a little bit more difficult. Not that he can't hit that pitch, but doesn't hit it very often down and in. And they're going to try to go again right on the inside corner.
1-2 delivery. A little bit too far inside, and a 2-ball 2-strike count. Britton has had big numbers against him by the right-handers. Left-handers 271, right-handers 293. He's given up 9 home runs. 5 of them have been hit by the right-handers. So his numbers are by the book, lefty-righty. 2-ball 2-strike count. Runner not going at first. Waved at and fouled off by Jeter.
Yeah, there's the defensive hack on a real good changeup. I was going to get off day yesterday because of the rained out doubleheader. I was reading in a magazine what the Yankees do better than any other team in baseball is hit the fastball. They took the 15 pitchers that throw the most fastballs, and their ERAs against the Yankees were over 6 runs a game.
Oh, that's usually a strike here in this game, but not there, and the count goes to 3-2.
Well, you take a look. This has been called. It's off the plate. Almost on that chalk, but we've seen it called. The Jeter rule.
A veteran, future Hall of Famer, you get a break.
And he does have a very discerning eye. But so again, against the top 15 fastball guys, the Yankees have an ERA of over 6 runs a game, and against the other teams, those ERAs, the same guys, 3.96.
3-2 runner going.
That is a huge difference.
Jeter hurt himself on that one.
Well, you got a guy with a power sinker and cutter and movement, and you're trying to stay alive, and then right off somewhere down by the ankle. Looks like it's the back foot.
The one without the guard.
Right on the knee. A lot of nerves.
This is the time of year with all those black and blues and bumps and bruises and blacks, knees, they hurt. They've been hurting their way all year. Jeter checking in with Girardi.
Yeah, just imagine how that's going to feel when they start that second game if he plays shortstop.
May DH again.
Yep.
He's still trying to loosen it up. So a 3-ball 2-strike count. He'll stand back in with Cervelli on at first base. Cervelli was running.
Yeah, but you give him a good move here. Just hold the ball a little bit longer, whether you're right-handed or left-hander. You know, let's see if he commits himself, and maybe you get to pick him off. One thing Zach Britton does, he does not hold runners well. And again, he's young. He's got to learn that.
5 for 8 stolen bases against Britton. 3-ball 2-strike count, and the runner not going. Well, Girardi probably figuring right there's a chance for a strikeout, and I just seem not have a double play off it. As Jeter tries to regroup and holds the count at 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, so many things go on when you get to 3 and 2. If you're a pitcher, if you're Britton, you got to throw a strike. If you're Wieters, you have to make sure you don't interfere with Hirschbeck behind the plate. So it's a great running situation.
Cervelli not going again, and Jeter again reaches out and fights it off. So 2 foul balls on the 3-2 count to Derek Jeter.
But then again, maybe Joe Girardi is saying, well, I don't even want to take any chance of having the strike him out, throw him out, because of who's coming up right behind him.
Got Granderson, then you got Teixeira, you got RBI power guys. Cervelli's extended his lead by about a half a step. 3-2, not going. Blooped in the air to right field. Markakis short hopped it, got to play at second, and gets him. Great heads-up play by Nick Markakis and J.J. Hardy. Cervelli had to wait to see if that was going to be caught. It gets stuck in the middle.
Yeah, don't think this is not a calculated play. The once he gets the read, he knows he's not going to catch this. Again, a little risky because you got to catch the short hop, which he does. But again, you can match up Nick Markakis against any right fielder in baseball. And nobody's better. And right there, heads-up play. So that's not an assist. It's just a force out, right?
Fielder's choice,
yeah. Boy, actually, does he get an assist?
I think he gets an assist. Yeah,
so
it would be like any ground ball, or
well, I think that's like number 13.
Yep, it's 14.
14, even better than I thought.
He's one ahead of Adam now. They're among the top 3 in outfield assists. Nick with 14, Adam with 13 in center, and a big out, obviously. So instead of first and second, nobody out, you've got a runner at first base and one away. Curtis Granderson grounded out his first time up. Granderson on a pitch that's inside to him. And the count goes to 1-1. Zach Britton is running up the pitch count here up to 52. And we are in the third inning.
Well, that's the Yankees. That's what they do. They do it as well as anybody.
Only one win in his last 8 starts. 1, 5, and 2. That'll go to short. Hardy bobbles. Adams will get it. Throw to first, and he knew he probably wasn't going to get the play, so he just made sure he made an accurate throw, and they get another force out. Hardy had trouble getting it out of the glove. Our Suzuki Game Flow Autos all-wheel drive lineup. Suzuki, the power of engineering. First of 2 in the ball game. No score so far. It's been the defense and the pitching. Markakis getting a big out defensively here in the inning. So 2 down now with a runner at first base and Mark Teixeira up.
Yeah, it appeared to me that Ryan Adams thought that Hardy was going to take it by himself, which he would have if he had caught it cleanly.
And the pitch will be up high to Teixeira.
And they still put the shift on, yeah.
They got the shift behind second base goes Adams. Here's the 1-0 delivery and a great off-speed pitch, swung on and missed. Had the timing way off on that one. You see Adams moved way over shallow center field, really, behind second base.
There is no doubt in my mind if Zach Britton stays healthy that he's going to become an accomplished major league pitcher. He's smart, got good work ethic, great stuff. Just has to get the innings and the experience.
And only 23 years old. Into the camera well with that one. And a 1-ball 2-strike count on Teixeira. Teixeira 1 for 4 in the times that he has faced Zach Britton. Red Sox are off today. They played the doubleheader with the Storm moving in to Boston last night and today, so they get the day off. They had a doubleheader win yesterday to extend their lead over the Yankees to 2 games. And there's a strike in the inside corner. Britton gets his second K. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base. Nick Markakis helping out in that one with a good throw to second. Recognizing some individual accomplishments for Verlander, the first of 20 wins on the season. He led Major League Baseball with 17 losses just 3 years ago. Jim told me on his birthday, another dinger, 602. First one he's had since going back to the Indians. And in that doubleheader win, David Ortiz yesterday, 5 for 8, 4 RBIs. He's got a season-high 12-game hit streak going as the Red Sox took 2 from Oakland. Here's Nolan Reimold. Reimold with a 7-game hit streak and takes a strike on the outside corner from Bartolo Colon.
Yeah, Verlander, I guess the quickest to 20 since Kurt Schilling back in 2002.
0-1 delivery. That tells you how seasons can get careers can get turned around. 17 losses 3 years ago, and then this year a 20-game winner.
Yeah, and again, the Tigers are playing well. He's matured as a pitcher. Always had great stuff. Better command now. I remember when Justin, in fact, I met him at Old Dominion when he was going to be the #1 draft choice in the country. And they told me, power arm throw 100 miles per hour right here. Good two-seamer right off Cervelli. Tough day for the Yanks so far.
Cervelli taking a little walk here. Russell Martin will probably start game 2 of the doubleheader. And Cervelli and Jeter have both had shots, knee and ankle.
And the other thing about Verlander, he's going to stay out there as long as he can. And it's not always about finesse. He's still throwing 98, 100 in the 9th inning.
And he wants complete games.
Yes. Maybe not as much as James Shield with 10 already.
That ball is in the air to right center field, not deep. Granderson will come in. Granderson. Reimold is retired. When the O's take on the Blue Jays Tuesday, don't miss your chance to save. Every Tuesday is Ollie's Bargain Night, presented by Ollie's Bargain Outlet. All upper reserve seats, $9. Together up your family and friends. Enjoy an affordable night out at Camden Yards. 888-848-BIRD to go to Orioles.com. See the breeze licking around there off the scoreboard flags, which are blowing in both directions. The Orioles, however, at the top, are now also going in both directions. I was going to say they were blowing to left, but that's how quickly the wind's moving around.
Well, it used to be whatever the direction the birds up on top of the scoreboard were facing, that's the way the wind was blowing. And then we'd see they're confused today. They have no idea. They said, what? We're supposed to be up there day after a hurricane? Come on.
Bow back. We survived the storm. Don't be looking to us for answers today.
Right. They're going all over those little birds.
Look like weather vanes up there.
Really, if you look at the flags, you got the flags on the right side going towards the warehouse and the ones on the left going the opposite direction. Yep. And the birds are totally confused. And we got to be out here to what, the Yankees 11:30 tonight? Come on. It's a long day.
A 1-ball, 2-strike count. Of course, they never leave, so I guess one day's no longer than the other. Andino hitting in the #9 spot today. Andino's had an 0 for 3 lifetime off Cologne. And scoreless ball game, bottom of the 3rd inning. Yankees 0-2-0. The Orioles 0-1-0. Yankees have left 3 on. The Orioles have left 1 so far. The double by Reynolds in the 2nd inning. Bartolo Colon with a 1-2 delivery. And that's going to be outside. Colon has got a 1-0 record against the Orioles this year. It is his 3rd game, however. He was a non-decision in the first 2 starts. Won the last one on July 30. 2 runs, 5 hits over 5 innings worked.
Yeah, one of them was no runs in 8 innings, 3 hits. Didn't get more. Yankees did not get him win. 8-3 the last time.
2-2 chopper to second base. Cano. And that will retire Andino. 2 down. Look at our league leaderboard, brought to you by Hollywood Casino at Charlestown Races. Enjoy VIP seats, MVP eats every game at the all-new Skybox Sports Bar, only at Hollywood Casino at Charlestown Races. You see the batting average leaders, the Angels on top, the Orioles right behind them, with the Red Sox hitting .304 over the last 10 days, then the Yankees and the Kansas City Royals. Coming into today's game, the Angels are right back in it again in the West. Texas looked like they might put some distance. They haven't been able to do it. The Angels have cut the Texas lead to 2. The Angels have won 7 out of 10, and the Rangers have lost 7 out of their last 10.
Yeah, the Red Sox went down there, beat them 3 in a row, outscored them 30-7.
Just a reminder.
And then, we'll see in the playoffs. And then C.J. Wilson, 4 solo home runs last night? Mm-hmm. And Uehara came in through 1, so they had 5 solos last night, did the Angels.
Hardy will pop that one up, and that's going to be back into the seats. So the Detroit Tigers right now have the biggest lead in the American League in the division races. They lead Cleveland by 6.5 games. Tigers have won 8 of their last 10. Phillies 6 over Atlanta. Milwaukee's got a 10.5 game lead over the Cardinals now. They're going to win the Central. And Arizona's lead over the Giants is now back to 3. Arizona's won 5 in a row, and the Giants have won 2.
Yeah, how about the streak of the Brewers? Ron Renicky, we used to see him when he was the bench coach, third base coach for Mike Scioscia and the Angels. They only put out 22 out of 25 games. That's how they got that huge.
They have the best home record in baseball. They have won 49 games and lost 16. at home for the Brew Crew. Hardy grounded out his first time up. Cologne's pitch swung on over the top of it, and 3-2.
Yeah, I mean, Rick Granite's the Orioles pitching coach for what, 2-3 years. He's their pitching coach. One thing about Milwaukee, of all the franchises, they get more people to either come to the game or watch them on TV and radio than any other franchise. 44% of the potential audience follows the Brewers.
Got him.
Yep.
No question about that one. Bartolo Colon gets the strikeout. That'll be his second of the ball game. The Orioles are retired in order, 2 out of 3 innings. (1884). New York Gotham pitcher Mickey Welch struck out the first 9 batters. That record lasted until 1970 when Tom Seaver struck out the last 10 in a ball game. 1945, Branch Rickey would have his first meeting with Jackie Robinson to discuss plans to integrate baseball. He swore at him, used words unacceptable in any society, and concluded the meeting saying, "I think I've found my man." In 1967, Chico Ruiz became the first and only major leaguer to pinch hit for Johnny Bench. It was Bench's first game. He went 0 for 3, and Ruiz came on to pinch hit for him later in the game. Verizon Fios, this date in history. Switch to Fios, a network ahead. To learn more, visit verizon.com/getFios. Alex Rodriguez. Rodriguez hit into a fielder's choice. Cano and Swisher to follow. And that'll be taken inside. For Britton, 1 walk and 2 strikeouts. He's given up no runs on 2 hits. 0-1 record against the Yankees. 7-9 mark on the year. That'll go to short. Hardy in the hole. Off the bag. Tag put on by Reynolds.
Yep, get rid of it. Very rarely, but again, a wet field because of all the rain. Does he ever make an errant throw off the mark at all? And of course, he gets rid of it so quickly. Mark Reynolds can make the tag.
Here's Robinson Cano. Cano struck out his first time up. We're talking about his streak here of 17 games or 18 games in which he's had a hit here at Camden Yards. He's hit .494 during that streak. 6 home runs, 15 RBIs, the longest active streak by any player here at Camden Yards. Thank goodness.
Yep. Well, even when he makes outs, and we saw that on Friday night, I mean, he can hit the ball so crisp. Hit a rocket for his last out. Did get a base hit.
And there's what you want to see the lefties doing against Zach Britton if you're Britton.
Well, we're going to see him as he matures and he learns that you don't have to throw every breaking ball. You can take something off. We've already seen a 82-mile-per-hour changeup to A-Rod to start off the inning. It's not like he hasn't pitched well against the Yankees because his first start early on, Gary, as you know, back on May 18th, he won run to 7 innings. But again, the horrid start with, again, only getting 1 out and giving up 9 runs, 6 of them earned, after doing the same thing or almost the same thing in Fenway. You just wonder if he'd come back for it. And I mean, this is how you learn about youngsters.
And again, he's only 23 years old. 1-2 count, Cano with 1 down, nobody on. Pitching defense dominating the game, and a breaking ball will be taken outside. 2-2 count.
I mean, one of my favorite stories about Mike Flanagan in his second year, started out, limited appearances in 1996. He was 3-5. He's 2-9. He comes back and goes 15-10 that year. 2-9, 13-1 in his next 14 appearances.
Got him.
So, it doesn't really matter how you start, it's how you finish. So, Britton, again, I have no doubt that he's got the attitude and the personality, the perseverance, again, if he can stay healthy, to make a lot of great pitches, because his stuff is overwhelming. And there's another one right there. Terrific breaking ball to one of the tough left-handers, 329 hitter against lefties.
And our Jeep Expo brought to you by the 2011 Jeep Compass. 2 down, nobody on. Here is Nick Swisher. 7:35 start time for the second ball game tonight. It is a split doubleheader. So if you're in the area and want to come see a ball game, there are tickets available, and there'll be a break tonight. Plenty of time to get here and get some tickets and see the game. It looks like it's going to be a beautiful night for baseball, as the afternoon is right now. Swisher drew a walk his first time up. 4-game hit streak for him. Swisher's got big numbers against the Orioles this year, hitting .310, 3 home runs, and 14 RBIs against the Orioles. Yankees coming in, outscoring the Orioles 87-42 in the games played. The Orioles have only won 2 of the 11 between these two teams this year. 2-1 count. Brian Mattis will be going against Ivan Nova in the second game. Nova 13-4. Mattis 1-6. Here's the 2-1 delivery. Off speed up high. Swisher drew the only walk surrendered by Britton his first time up, and he's ahead here 3-1.
Yeah, he's a tough out because, again, he's a switch hitter, so the breaking ball usually coming into him, not away, and then he does make you throw strikes.
That's a good one.
And that's how you got to trick him. He's looking fastball. He comes back a little breaking ball. Doesn't mean you always have to do this, but he's dead sitting on a fastball, just to get me over curveball, and it's very effective. Because if you'll do it 3-1, what will you do 3-2?
You do it again.
Well, you can do anything. He doesn't know.
Fastball.
Yep.
We were talking about that, Laurel Hershiser and a couple of us, about this being the year of the changeup, and in the American League in particular, there's virtually, and Jim's talking about this, there's virtually no such thing now as a fastball count. I mean, they're all gone. I mean, you see a changeup on anything. First pitch, 3-2, 0-2, 2-0, 3-0. I mean, it doesn't matter. You can't assume there's not going to be an off-speed delivery. There's another one off the foot. This time is Swisher. Hold the count at 3-2.
Out in front. You don't see too many guys on any ball up in the strike zone do that. Again, the sinker down and in, that hard slider. Boy, you just think of all the great lefties could hit your back leg if you're a right-handed hitter.
There's your tailing away. What a pitch. 4 strikeouts in the game, 2 in the inning. He retires the side in order for the first time. No score. nation's fastest mobile broadband network. And by Nissan's Bottom Line Sales Event. Tremendous selections, great offers, bottom line savings. Visit ChooseNissan.com or see your local dealer. Hoping all's well with all after the storm went through. We know a lot of people had power outages. Getting it, hopefully, we'll get it back today. Here in Baltimore, it's really a beautiful afternoon. We started out 77 degrees, and I'm sure it's up into the low 80s, 83 or so in the sun right now, and there's lots of it. Here's Nick Markakis. Nick called out on strikes his first time up. It was great last night here in the city. There's that setup you see by Cervelli.
And you'll see he'll only do it when there's no runners on base, because he doesn't really matter if the ball gets by him or whatever. And again, you're in a position to block any ball in the dirt with 2 strikes.
Everything was open in the city last night. Restaurants, bars, people were out. Wind was blowing 60, 70 miles an hour. The rain coming down. Went out to dinner. Everybody was happy.
Well, yeah,
like a celebration. I mean, it was really it was strange. It was a storm going on.
Even this
outside.
morning.
Huh?
Early, we kind of live down by the harbor, and I mean, the streets were deserted even this morning.
Nobody there.
Well,
everybody went out all night.
Yeah, right, exactly. They just getting in.
Here's the 1-2 delivery, and that'll be taken up high.
I mean, sandbags. Almost all the stores had sandbags. I stopped by Starbucks. I said, "Who's taking it back to Home Depot?" Because they had all these sandbags. And they're still taking sandbags back to Home Depot as we speak.
Fells Point had the big piles of sand where you could actually go and fill the sandbags up a couple days ago. 2-2, shattered bat Markakis, right center field, and that'll be hauled in. Granderson there, and one away. Due to Major League Baseball national broadcast restrictions, next Saturday's game at Tampa is going to start at 6:05. It will be joined in progress on MASN 2 HD at 7:06. As the home team, Tampa, chooses the start times. We'll encourage you to follow the game, MASNsports.com, live blogs, statistics, and then the game at 7:06. So an hour after the game starts, it will be joined. There was a change in game times and all that kind of stuff, so that's why. Here's Adam Jones, grounded out his first time up. And for those in the Baltimore area, sandbag-wise, please do not throw those bags away. And above and beyond all else, do not dump them into the street drainage systems. The city will collect and recycle the bags and the sand. So all you got to do is call the city, and they'll take care of that. Or you can leave them out at collection points around the inner harbor area for the most part. But please do not throw those into the drainage areas. Cano, and Jones is retired. 2 ground ball outs to second base.
Well, we talked about Cologne with the stem cell, and it seems to have rejuvenated him. But the other thing that's rejuvenated him is late life. I mean, he's got, you can look at a radar gun, but sometime the ball out of a guy, one guy can be throwing 94, the other guy can throw 94. One is straight as an arrow, and some moving, running. That last. You talked about that article in Sports Illustrated. Once it gets halfway there, it's too late. So that late movement, boy, what a big plus if you're pitching.
Yankees are concerned about how deep he's going to be able to go into ball games in the final month. He's worked 135 innings now, and he has not worked this many innings since his Cy Young Award season. So he's up into territory he hasn't been in for the last 5-6 years. And they don't know what his stamina is going to be, and they're concerned about that. But he's been working 100-pitch ball games and been successful at it, I say. However, he's only had 1 win in his last 5. He's had a loss. He has had a win, 2 losses, and 2 no decisions in his last 5 starts. So they're kind of keeping an eye on Cologne, as they are for so many of their starters, about stability and strength.
And that makes a lot of sense. The other plus for Joe Girardi is, I mean, they have a 6-man staff. They're having a lot of doubleheaders. Would they like to skip somebody? Yeah, they're probably thinking about it, but they can't because of the scheduling. And the other thing is they have 6 more games. They'll leave here after Monday night and go. They play the Red Sox in Fenway, and then the last week of the season, not the last series, but the last week, they have the Red Sox. They're only 2-10 against the Red Sox, so there are a lot of big games.
Yep. 1-2 delivery on the way.
I would think both the Red Sox and the Yankees have tremendous home records. The Red Sox are better on the road than the Yankees are on the road, but again, the Yankees well over 500 and not as good as the Red Sox. So that home field advantage is huge
for both of these teams. Here's the 2-2 delivery, and Guerrero on a wild cut and a miss. Play's got to be made, so Cervelli will flip it down to get the out. 3 strikeouts for Colon. Orioles are retired in order. That's 7 in a row set down by Bartolo Colon. Orioles baseball on Masson, brought to you by Verizon, America's largest and most reliable wireless network. First game of our doubleheader. 7:35 start time for number 2 tonight. Ivan Nova, Brian Mattis. Yankees playing their 3rd day-night doubleheader of the year, and the 2nd against the Orioles. They beat the Orioles 8-3 and 17-3 at Yankee Stadium in the doubleheader on the 30th of July. This is the first time these two teams have played a double here since '99. And no scores to go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Or better than that. The Yankees hitting here with the Orioles having only 1 hit on the board, the double by Reynolds. And the pitch will be taken for a strike here in the 5th. Jones called out on strikes his first time up. Andrew Jones hitting at .250. Britton a walk and 4 strikeouts so far. Did he go? Check it first. Las Diaz.
Yeah, one of those only, again, what had it. Andrew comes in at .252, but with power, especially the second half, as we mentioned.
And I apologize. Wally Bell actually is down there.
Yeah, he came in. Yeah, he wasn't here Friday.
They bring in the extra umpire for the doubleheader. Las Diaz has gone down to 3rd, and then Wally Bell's over at 1st.
Even though they have him, well, yeah, they kind of moved it because
it's going to be a base hit. Andrew Jones on with a single to lead it off. Our game flow brought to you by Hyundai. It's time to join the movement. It's been about pitching. Colon no walks, 3 strikeouts. Britton has given up just a couple of hits, as has Colon. Nick Markakis find defensive play in the 3rd inning to help thwart an inning, as Nick got an out on what would have been a base hit by Jeter, but they were able to force out Cervelli, who had to wait to see if it was going to be caught. And here's Eduardo Nunez. Nunez, 5-game hit streak, flying out to center field his first time up.
Yeah, you really got to see about him at the major league level when Derek Jeter had that calf pull. He played 17 straight games. So, again, a guy that, has been around a little bit. It's almost like his numbers at the big leagues mirror the ones he had in the minors. 280 batting average lifetime in the minor leagues. A little bit of pop. Big kid, right? One of those wiry guys.
Very agile at short, covers a lot of ground, rangy.
And then he could steal bases for you, and he's got 19 stolen bases.
He has had a hot bat as he's got 27 RBIs, and 13 of those have come when the Yankees have either tied or gotten the lead in the game. So he's had big hits for them. That'll go down to third, and a foul ball. Diaz with a call at third base.
Yep, he's standing right there, and did the ball go over the bag? And Dino again so quick. He makes that. He gets to it very, very easily. He has shown the ability to play so many different positions this year.
Versatility will get you a job.
And injuries. Brian Roberts out since May 16th.
1 ball, 2 strike count. Nunez. Short lead, Jones at first. That one foul back for another souvenir.
Yeah, the Yankees have had leadoff batters on in the third, and now here in the fifth. Colon has been able to keep all Orioles from leading off with a base hit. So again, your style of what happens, you get a guy on, what's your next hitter do? Can he use the whole field? Maybe a little more difficult here when he gets 2 strikes. Can you spray the ball over, advance the runner, even if you make an out?
1-2 fastball inside. Good stop by Wieters. And the count will be 2-2. Nunez 10 hits in his last 23 at bats. And he will be in for Jeter down the road here in the final month where necessary. Obviously they want Jeter's bat, which is red hot, in there as often as possible, DHing in this game. 2 ball, 2 strike count. Jones not going anywhere, and the pitch is hooked inside. 3-2.
And there's a tendency when you're young and you're in this type of game, nothing going to the fifth, you think every pitch has to be perfect. And again, he run that count to 3-2, so the pitch count getting much higher than he wants.
Pitching against a team hitting .301 in the month of August. The Yankees last time they had a 300+ batting average in August was back in '98. That's how hot they are. This would be a big out if it can be played, and it can. Reynolds gets over there and made sure he knew where he was in front of the railing, and they get Nunez.
It just seems like he plays first base with a little different cadence than he does over at third. So easy. I mean, in control. Again, maybe it's just kind of freed his mind because he's just played. And again, it's not an easy play, but again, he makes it look very easy. And the Orioles again, yeah, it really is. He just feels like he's. I mean, if you look at him, and we saw Derek Lee. Derek didn't hit well with runners in scoring position, but he could really pick it. But then he's played all those years at first. Looks like he's been here forever.
And he certainly hasn't.
No.
First real playing time at first base. Francisco Cervelli. Cervelli, another one of the hot bats, had a single his first time up. He's got a 5-game hit streak. And Cervelli's had 9 hits in his last 17 at bats. Up and down this Yankee lineup, there's lots of offense, as Jim was talking about. This team loaded with offense, which has kind of overshadowed some pretty good pitching. Yankees third best ERA overall in the league.
And again, when you go back to Cologne and worrying about again the pitch count, they have the best numbers bullpen wise. Number 1 in ERA. There he is. And what Francisco did the first time, he just took a sinker and hit it right by the third baseman. So if you're Zach, doesn't mean you can't throw it. Just keep it out of the middle of the plate. Maybe get a double play ball.
Runner at first, 1 away. Pitch is going to be taken up high. Cervelli and then Jeter waiting on deck. Inning started with the Andrew Jones base hit. He remains on at first.
Yeah, I think when you're young, Gary, what happens is the guy hits a base hit. You go, oh, I can't throw him that pitch because it was a sinker. Well, where was it? What was the count? I mean, you got the ground ball. You just, again, it's in the middle of the plate. He gets to it a little bit quicker. Away, probably would have bounced into a double play.
There's another one to third, and Dino's got it. There's one. Adams all kinds of time and gets the double play. And we get to give away $1,000. The Orioles turn 2. Congratulations, Barbara Dennis from Baltimore. You just won $1,000 from the Maryland Lottery Double Play Contest. Scoreless ball game. Gas Alliance, and it has been pitching and defense which has made the difference so far in this ball game, as the hitter is still trying to find a way to get it done. This is a plaque that was sent to the broadcasters here for the Orioles, and we want to send out a very big thank you to Bruce Genther. And in doing so, I mean, it's very simple, but it's so nice. And Jim, it's what fans have been like here since the loss of Flanny as part of the Orioles family. The fans have just been really great.
Well, yeah, and the Orioles are wearing that patch, the Flanny patch, and every time I think it's over, it's not. So,
yep.
But, you know, we do have the type of game that he would be proud of. You know, I said it's too bad that Britton and Manis didn't really get to have a chance to really know him. You know, I don't mean it just as a pitching coach, but understand how much he knew about the game. And you know, today we're having, I mean, Cologne's pitched great, and you know, here's Britton. He gives up what, 9 runs, 6 of them earned in a third of an inning, and he's right back out there against the best team in baseball. So, Flanny, be proud, and thank you very much to Mr. Genther. We had a chance to talk to him, and he said he knows how we feel, and it's great to hear that.
Yep, and all the fans who have been so nice and so understanding. No runs, 3 hits for the Yankees. No runs, 1 hit for the Orioles, a double that was picked up by Reynolds back in the 2nd inning. Really, after the big offensive explosion for both teams in the game on Friday, 12-5, with the Orioles coming away with a victory, this one has looked a whole lot different. Matt Wieters has got a 7-game hit streak going. He flied out first time up. He's had a couple of hits in 5 at bats, home run, 3 RBIs in this series, this being the 2nd game of the series. And takes the pitch in a 1-ball 2-strike count. Bartolo Colon. Colon has been efficient in this game in getting the outs.
Yeah, has he ever? Again, these are the type of games where you're pitching that certainly heighten your senses. You know, leadoff batters, 1 mistake. Of course, he hadn't made too many of those.
Colon will get over there. And 1 away. Today's Baltimore Grand Prix Masson 3-day pass winner, Joey Adams of Manassas Park. Joey, you got 3 passes, 4 3-day passes to the Baltimore Grand Prix. Streets of Baltimore, 180 miles an hour. That's the Baltimore Grand Prix, September 2 through 4.
You might want to think about butting against Colon. Not a lot of agility getting off the mound there, but
yeah, that's perfect, I would think, for the likes of Andino, Adams.
Yeah, not Reynolds. We're not suggesting that Mark with 30 home runs is going to lay one down here. It would be a little different if it was a 0-0 ball game in the bottom of the 7th or 8th, and they're playing you back, and you have a go-ahead winning run or potential winning run to 3rd.
For Mark Reynolds, 30th home run of the year came Friday. He's the first Oriole to get to 30 since Aubrey Huff in 2008. And Reynolds has homered in 3 straight ball games, 2nd time this year that he has done that. The last Oriole to have a home run in 4 straight games is Luke Scott back in 2009. And I believe Luke is here at the ballpark today.
Oh, really? Yeah. Yep. Well, I hope he did have the shoulder surgery, I believe.
That's going to be a base hit into left field. So the only 2 hits off Bartolo Colon have been a double and a single by Mark Reynolds. 1 on, 1 down. Our PNC minor league report brought to you by PNC, for the achiever in you. Take a look at Steve Bumbry out of Frederick. Last 10 games with the Keys, hitting at .369. Very solid numbers. 3 home runs, 14 hits. Remember, that's just in a 10-game span. Bumbry's doing very well here of late.
Yeah, out of Virginia Tech, and people that I've talked to said good chance. Of course, the right genes. His dad, Rookie of the Year in 1973. The B.
12th round pick, 2009. Had a 4 for 4, 2 doubles, home run on Thursday. So continued success here as the minor league season winds down. Throw to first base almost. Reynolds actually had to dive to get back in there.
You know, he stole some bases early on. I mean, tried to run in Oakland when the team was 3 runs down and got caught. Just a moment of insanity, but he doesn't do that very often. But he does have good speed for a home run guy. He can run pretty well.
If I'm Ryan Adams, I'd lay one down here.
No,
A-Rod is way back at third base, and you got the first baseman Teixeira holding the bag.
Well, that saying, they take what they give you. And again, for him, again, wearing out lefties, came in at 6 for 12 against left-handers, and righties, the numbers are down. Came in hitting a little bit over 200. But again, he can drive the ball to right center, and that's where Granderson's playing. He's about 3 steps into right center.
That's going to go to short. Nunez, Cano saw how much time he had and just made sure. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left on base. The defensive ball game continues. We are scoreless, first of 2. Presented by Xfinity. Yankees here for the doubleheader, and then a game tomorrow night. That's the regularly scheduled Monday night game. Then the Blue Jays will be coming in for 3. Catch all the action with Xfinity only from Comcast. Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. Xfinity, get it today. 1-800-XFINITY. Great to have you with us on this very nice Sunday.
Yeah, it turned out to be beautiful.
Only game I see canceled on the board, and there were others not played because they moved the game to Friday or yesterday. The Mets and Atlanta game, that's been postponed in New York. Storm, fortunately, has disintegrated a good deal. Still quite a bit of rain and some wind in Boston, New York, and up through Maine and into Canada. But worst of it over, and the other games being played today. Derek Jeter. Jeter leadoff batters hit into a fielder's choice and fly it out. Back Britton on the mound.
Yeah, lined out the first time, hit a soft single, except it wasn't a single because Markakis trapped it and got the force. So a couple of quality at bats, and again hit it to right field.
There you see with the game official, we can show you the official numbers. Derek Jeter's now played more games as a Yankee than anyone ever. He passes Mickey Mantle, Lou Gehrig, Yogi Berra, and Babe Ruth 1 through 5 on the Yankee all-time games played list. 2-0 pitch to short. Hardy over. Nice stop. Up and nice pick at first by Reynolds. Of course.
Yeah, JJ shifted because, again, Jeter doesn't pull the ball. He's more up the middle. He gets to it again on the grass. So, again, a tough throw. What a nice play by Mark Reynolds. A little teamwork right here. There's your range. Tries to get his feet set, which he does, and then the bounce throw. Routine. Very much like Mark Teixeira does for them.
Every time.
Yeah.
Curtis Granderson.
Actually, he didn't come up with one in Minnesota, and I fell off my chair because it's the first all year.
He just wanted you to know he's human.
Except it was a really, like about 3 front feet in front of him. So Britton is just, and again, I mean, it's anybody's game. Anytime you get into a 0-0 ball game, whether it's 1-1, 2-2 tie ball games this time. But again, he has really mixed up his pitches again, and that's a team effort too. Yeah, with Matt Wieters, and of course, they still have the ability to do it. And that's the good news.
2 ball, 1 strike count. One away. Granderson in the air to right field. Nick Markakis. 2 down. Mid-Atlantic Sports Report returns tomorrow, 5:30, right here on MASN. You can join Tom Davis, Dave Johnson, Mel Anton, and Phil Wood. All the subject is baseball. Live look-ins from the ballpark, interviews, and more of the Mid-Atlantic Sports Report tomorrow, 5:30 on MASN. Of all the people, probably doesn't get enough credit for the work that's being done with the pitchers and the improvement of Matt Wieters is probably John Russell.
Yep.
One of the quietest human beings in the history of the world, and I say that in an impressive way. John has worked with Matt since coming over, former catcher, former manager with the Pirates, and he's just been sensational in helping Matt's development behind the plate and working with pitchers, assists in game preparation as to what they're going to call. Now, he doesn't make any calls to the dugout. Matt calls the game, but in game prep, Russell's right there with him.
Well, that's a major part of it.
Nolan Reimold, Mark Teixeira with a 2-0. And you saw the delivery forced him to stop and then start again, and that's what Jim's talking about.
Yep.
The pitches by Britton have kept him off balance.
Well, you see it a lot of times from a veteran pitcher, but again, a 23-year-old left-hander who's again had a 5-game losing streak till his 5-inning appearance in Minnesota, and there's another one. You're not getting what you think you're getting. And the other part of it against the Yankees, it's not like they can't hit curveballs and fastball counts. I mean, look at the execution of where the pitches are. So again, it's you can be wild in the strike zone. That's not the case today.
It's the foul ball and a 2-ball 2-strike count. Teixeira with a single, and he is struck out. Singles by Teixeira first inning. Cervelli leading off the third, and Jones leading off the fifth. Have been the Yankee hits.
Yeah, well, see, there you're getting into long ball territory. And again, Mark Teixeira, much better hitter average-wise, 295, 12 of his home runs, and then of course when you see him hitting against lefty, the average goes down, but the home runs go up.
2-2. That'll go off the mask, and we'll stay at a 2-ball 2-strike count. Get maximum access to exclusive Orioles interviews, special behind-the-scenes moments available through social media. Be the first to know when you like MASN. Facebook at facebook.com/MASNOrioles. Content you can't miss. 2-2. Why is the producer laughing in my ear? Why does she do that every time I read this about social content? She thinks I don't know what a Facebook is, or it's not a Facebook, sorry.
No.
Or what a like is, which until this month I didn't.
What's a like?
I have no idea, actually. It's something.
Oh,
apparently,
you mean somebody?
Apparently, when you go on Facebook, you post stuff, and you can either say I like it or I don't like it.
It's that simple.
Apparently.
I mean,
I have no idea.
No gray area.
I don't do any of that stuff, but that's what they tell me. If I go onto my site or yours, I'm going to push like right away. I'll push it as many times as I can.
You are that type of guy.
You know what I mean?
I know it.
Could be counting.
I knew it when I met you.
Could be a rating service. Foul back by Teixeira. I don't know.
Well, some people aren't good at multiple choice answers.
Nope.
I mean, really aren't.
I wasn't.
More, you don't have the spatial
essay.
ability to actually get everything in. But you do that too.
Or
You're
be
a lawyer.
right.
You're a former lawyer. You know everything.
Once a lawyer, always a lawyer.
Yep.
That'll be a base hit. Teixeira.
Pretty nice. Pretty nice little at bat there.
Yes.
By Mark Teixeira, because he gets A-Rod up in a 0-0 game. Eventually, he got one that he could handle.
A-Rod came in 3 for 3 off Britton. He's had an 0 for 2 today. Hit into a fielder's choice and has grounded out. Hit number 4 for the Yankees.
And that home run drought ended on a cut fastball right in the middle of the place. Played in the the 5th inning against Tommy Hunter, right-handed pitcher for the Orioles.
Yankees have not had a runner to second base in the ball game. The Orioles in the 2nd inning on the Reynolds double had their only runner to second base. It's been first and back to the dugout so far.
And that's a good thing, because 368 batting average against Zach Britton with runners in scoring position.
And a great change up again. That pitch has been phenomenal today.
Well, again, when you talk to Zach, he'll say, a lot of times I don't know how to sink the ball, or this is a change up. Mark Connor taught him in spring training to get on top. Mark starting the year as the Oriole pitching coach, so more confidence in that, but great movement.
Here's the 0-2 delivery. A-Rod takes it. Oh, he even looked back.
Yeah, he easily could have grabbed the glove there. I mean, this has been a strike. I mean, that's about as close, and you can see Britton trying to get a little better perspective.
I mean, that's potentially a big pitch here.
Oh, is it ever?
Here's the 1-2 delivery and outside.
And we say that is because what it was, Koji Urahara threw one in there last year, and he ended up hitting a 3-run home run to beat the Orioles. There's Jakubowskis, who's been on a roll, getting loose just in case.
109 pitches. Well, thrown by Zach Britton.
So you can have yourself a 4-hitter, and they get the pitch count up for the best of them.
And again, he jammed him. Andino's got it. And we'll get him. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base. Bottom half of the 6th inning coming. The Orioles looking for some RBIs.
In the sun this afternoon, red and white, Cano. There you go, Jones. Big strike zone. He's taking advantage of it. Again, 3 of the 4 strikeouts. There you go. Swisher down on strikeouts. So again, very, very efficient. Colon equally as good. Of course, except that he's only pitched 5 innings. And again, only 2 hits for Bartolo. Zach Britton, marvelous job. Really, oh, yes, Cape Man.
Pops that one up. And 1 pitch and 1 out, Nolan Reimold.
Yeah.
And to help ease downtown traffic as the Baltimore Grand Prix approaches, the Orioles encourage fans to attend the Blue Jays series. That's Tuesday through Thursday. Carpool, use public transportation. Added incentive, all fans who present a valid MTA pass at the box office before any of the games is going to get $5 off any regularly scheduled price ticket to any game, any remaining home game. For details, latest on road closures and alternate routes, go to Orioles.com/Grand Prix.
Now, you know all, of course, all seeing.
Yeah.
When does exactly that race start? Do you know? I mean, over the weekend? Was it like on Labor Day? Is it? Oh, so it's like 3 days of havoc downtown Baltimore?
3 days of 108 plus in downtown Baltimore. 180.
Yeah, 100. I got to be nice here, but have you ever driven on the streets?
Have I ever?
No, I mean in Baltimore. Do you want to be going 180 miles per hour going down Pratt Street?
Yes.
Or Lombard?
I was a little higher than that, but yes.
I mean, Lombard they repaved. It only took them 4 years.
Yeah,
so
well,
we know. That's
don't worry, they'll take it up next week. That one goes to center field. Battling the sun is Granderson, and Andino is retired.
And they're not coming down Lombard, I don't think, because I think something, with a hurricane going through, I noticed there was a rather large little speed bump. It wasn't a speed bump, but just a bump. I don't know if I'd be wanting to go 180 over that.
No,
not a good idea.
All right.
Is Cologne, I mean, is he going to make a mistake? I mean, this is easy.
No.
It's just pop-ups.
He's just
he's
no hard hit balls. The double by Reynolds. Really the only hard hit ball.
And that really wasn't hit that hard. He got it up on the bat, but he's so strong, he was able to get it down into the corner. fly ball variety, but he's just been something.
94-mile-an-hour fastball right there. Hardy is grounded out, called out on strikes. I mean, you look at the differential and where the Oriole young pitchers have to go. That's the 68th pitch thrown by Bartolo Colon. He gets the third out on it and has completed 6 innings, while Zach Britton is closing in on 115 and is going to have to come out of the ball game. Are back with their favorite dogs and cats. It's the 2012 Orioles Pet Calendar. You can get it. It's presented by Southwest Airlines. 15-month calendar. Nick, Adam, Matt, the manager. Proceeds go to Barks, the Baltimore Animal Rescue and Care Shelter. To get your calendar, 888-848-BIRD, to go to Orioles.com. Those are clearly not poodles.
No, Basset Hounds. They're not bloodhounds.
Those are his Basset Hounds. They were not brought in.
Surprised they don't have you in there with your bulldog. You would have a bulldog. I was going to pick a dog with you.
Well, what would you pick?
A bulldog.
No.
No? What do you mean no?
No. I would never have a bulldog. Nothing wrong with bulldogs. I'm a lab guy.
Okay.
Golden.
I'll throw a Maine.
Yes. In the air to center. We didn't own dogs. We only owned cats. And that'll be hauled in.
I've never had actually a cat that I invited into my house, but in Palm Beach.
Cats invite themselves in.
Well, they do. Berlioz is a feral cat who lives in our backyard.
Yes.
And how do you know a cat really appreciates you feeding him twice a day or whenever he wants
it?
A
cat could care.
He brings little rodents and drops them off on the steps.
See?
I mean,
likes you a lot.
No, he does.
It's tremendous.
I'm not sure I need that, but really, a rat, a frog, what, every once in a while. Just it's a nice gesture, though.
Well, you always.
It is. Where are you going?
I was gonna go. You want to be remembered once in a while with those you love. Any kind of gift.
Yes.
If it's given with feeling.
Really?
It doesn't matter as long as it's good. In the air to center again, off the end of the bat. Jones coming. That ball got held up.
Yeah, well, and another thing is, again, the big swing off the end of the bat of Nick Swisher. A lot of times you take that drop step, nice read on it, and again in a nothing game, and again you have to. This would be the first time if Zach Britton does not show something for it, because again you got to go all the way back when he faced the Yankees here on the 18th of May, and again 7 innings, 6 hits, 1 run was unearned. Pitched great that afternoon.
We are in the top of the 7th inning, and Britton. Exact opposite of the last start he had against the Yankees, where he lasted a third of an inning, pitching an outstanding baseball game, scoreless. Jones singled and has been called out on strikes, 2 down in the 7th. 115 pitches thrown by Zach, and that will be outside 101.
It's the time of the game where, again, if you're Andrew Jones, you've been red hot since the All-Star break. He's looking for a ball in the inside half. If you're coming in, go way in, otherwise stay right there. And you got to really pick who you pitch. You don't want to actually walk people, but 2 outs, this is going to be your last inning because of the pitch count. Now at 117, don't give in. If you're coming in, that's where they're going. Get in there.
He'll miss that one away. 280 off the left-handers and 171 off right-handers. That's why Andrew Jones is in the lineup in this first game. We may see him again in the second. Jim Johnson getting ready in the bullpen. 3-1 delivery, and again that tailing pitch is fouled off the end of the bat.
You know, Gary, I'm not really sure you can teach that. I mean, great move. That ball just dove.
I don't know how he hit it.
Yeah, and you know, again, one of the things you try to get, and I was taught early on, is you can't throw every ball as hard as you can. Just relax.
3-2 to short. Hardy. He's a scorcher, but it's an out. 1-2-3 inning. 7th inning stretch time, game 1, brought to you by Jack Daniels Tennessee Honey. Fly straight, drink responsibly. Header. Brian Mattis will be on the mound against Ivan Nova. Our coverage on MASN HD 7 o'clock goes extra. Presented by Verizon Wireless, and our game coverage at 7:30. All the access you need right here on MASN. 7th inning stretch time, no score. Gary Thorne, Jim Palmer back with you here at Camden Yards. 2 lefties going for the Orioles today. With Brian Mattis sitting over there watching, Jim, how much can he learn from game 1?
Well, a lot. And again, you're probably in there worried, can I do what Zach Britton did? But I chill right here. Buck, this is something they said to Buck Showalter. Instead of Red Bull or whatever, 5X or something, this is something that's supposed to relax you. Britton is relaxed. The last time he pitched against the Yankees, they got 1 out, one. And that was, 9 runs, 6 earned. Today, he's just been marvelous, and Cologne pitch to pitch with him. So, Brian Mattis, he can learn. You got to change speeds. You got to stay out of the middle of the plate. And, when Brian Mattis is pitching well, as we saw with Zach Britton, you can be very effective.
See, Buck knows people in high places. The man who has created this product is a good friend from Texas, who owned a telephone company, sold it, and then decided he would go the opposite of all the stuff that's supposed to rev you up and have something that would chill you and cool you down.
Well, it's good if you're pitching against the Yankees and you're left-handed and they're hitting, 285 and they're 27-12.
I'm going to put out something that says just normal. I'm going to take the middle ground, have a product that just keeps you just normal, just right. Of course, I don't own a telephone company to sell to start another business. Nevertheless, Bartolo Colon remains on the mound for the Yankees, and a dominating performance so far in this game. The Orioles will try and get to him here. They've got Markakis, Jones, and Guerrero coming up in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Nick Markakis called out on strikes, and he has flied out. Oriole hits Reynolds, a double and a single, and that has been it. 1 runner to second base in the game on that Reynolds double. Bartolo Colon has not walked anybody, struck out 3, so he's getting the outs behind him, and that's why he's been so efficient, having thrown just 70 pitches in the game. And a quick 2-strike count of Markakis, who is now 4 for 18 lifetime off Bartolo Colon.
Yeah, it's not a good combination if you're trying to hit off Bartolo today when he's got great command and it's a big strike zone and he's got great stuff. And again, there's a little extra at 96. Boy, that late right, that running 2-seam fastball. You hold it with the seams and let it go. Joe Girardi, former catcher, he knows. And if you're Francisco Cervelli, you're just sitting back and let him hit his spots.
For Bartolo Colon against the Orioles, his lifetime mark is 11-7. That is the most wins against any opponent in the American League East that he has in his career. He's won 3 of his last 4 decisions against the Orioles. And in those day games Jim talked about at the beginning, 7-day game starts, he's 6-0 with a 1.80 ERA. So he has continued that daytime performance today. Markakis reaching to foul it back and holds the count at 2-2.
Yeah, daytime, he's 6-0. Cervelli, he's 4-0, so they work well. The ERAs, really low. Earned run averages, both of those under 2 runs a game. This is the same team. The Orioles had got 12 hits, scored 12 runs, hit 3 home runs. In fact, 6 home runs in the game on Friday night. And it tells you what happens when you get pitchers with good command and good stuff.
Bottom of the 7th inning, 2-ball, 2-strike count. Markakis got it into the corner. Will it stay fair? That is off the wall. Swisher's got it. Markakis into second base, and the Orioles get a leadoff double in the 7th inning.
And I'm not sure that Swisher doesn't hurt himself on this play because, again, the ball off the wall doesn't play it well. Just kind of wanted to be hurt. There's your fastball inside. He struck him out on that pitch earlier. This looks like it's going to be close at second. And it's almost like he couldn't quite throw it, and he's limping around. So I don't know if he got a cramp. I don't know what the case is. And again, I don't care how well your field drains. There is still some soft spots. And I thought that ball play would be bang bang at second because he hit it so hard.
Right leg, right ankle appears to be what Swisher's concerned about. Teixeira turned around and said, "You want help?" He said no. A-Rod moves in for a bunt from Adam Jones. He'll play that 45-degree angle at third base. Jones, not bunting, fouls it back into the seats. Yeah. Adam back into the lineup today, has grounded out twice.
Yeah, you can take a shot to right, though, and I think that's pretty much what you want to do. I don't know why A-Rod. I can't imagine they're playing him in that much. Do you really want to give up an out here in a 0-0 game with Adam Jones to get Guerrero up? I don't think so. Not the way he's been swinging at Cologne.
Still playing in is A-Rod, leaning in, and again trying to drive the ball to right field. It is foul back. And let's take a look at our AT&T Mobility trivia fact. Did you know Friday night every Oriole in the lineup had at least 1 hit and a run scored? And last time that happened, 2009 Angels. That included a cycle by Felix P.A. Nick Showalter up and watching now. Decisions being made. A-Rod, of course, will back up 2 strikes. Markakis off second base. Just brushing him back a little bit. 1-2.
Yeah, just to change the perspective of the outside corner where he's comfortable. Yeah, a lot of times you can do it at the kneecaps, get him dancing, and then go away.
Outfield playing around to right field. They give Adam Jones that big gap in left center. Here's the 1-2 delivery. Reaching. Runner's got a hold. Cologne looks to make sure and gets the out. So not a productive at bat for Adam Jones.
Yeah, it looked almost like a changeup. We haven't seen too many. But again, great movement.
So Markakis with a double remains on at second base. That will bring up Vladimir Guerrero 0 for 2. He's had a 1 for 7 in the first 2 games of this series. And the Orioles need him to come through right here. 240 with runners in scoring position on the year. Cologne, Cervelli, Cano getting the infield defensive alignment set, with Cano moving over to hold Markakis close at second. Almost on the bag. They give Guerrero that very big distance between first and second. Vladdy with 1 down. That's right where he wanted it. Markakis is going to be waved home. Willie Randolph says go. Here's the throw. Swisher not in. Throw to second base. Vladdy's going to be out. But the Orioles are on the board as Vladimir Guerrero comes through with the RBI single, and the Orioles have a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, Vlad hits it exactly where it's pitched. It's away. He goes out. playing there. They're playing him up the middle, and then Swisher, he can hit. Not a very good arm. He's going to throw a balloon in here, and then actually going to. Doesn't even come close. Cervelli heads up play, takes the out at second base, but the Orioles are the first team to score here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Take a 1-0 lead.
45 RBIs for Vladimir Guerrero in a 4-game hit streak as well. And the Orioles get on the board as Markakis crosses. Here's Waiters, and he will take it inside for a ball. Colon pitched against his defense that time, and that pitch away.
Well, I'm not going to second guess him. He's been that good, but if you're going to pitch Guerrero away, where do you think he's going to, at 93 to 97 or 92? Where do you think he's going to hit it?
Right where he did.
Yeah, they have the charts, and I guess for some people they're really important. But at the end of the day, nothing ball game. You usually look around and say, if I'm going down and away, I maybe want you a couple of steps over. And it certainly pays off for the Orioles.
2-0 delivery. Waiters to first. Teixeira's right there. The Orioles will pick up a run on 2 hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We go to the 8th inning. First game of our twin bill. Reminds you to be street smart. Always use crossroads when walking. When driving, be alert for pedestrians. And that call to the bullpen is for Jim Johnson.
Yeah, a little tune-up inning in the 12-5 victory on Friday. And again, power pitcher. He's had real good numbers. He's been in 5 games against the Yankees. 7 innings, 6 hits, 1 walk, and 5 strikeouts. And you know what the mission is. The mission is to keep them off the board. They got to. Nunez doesn't look like they're going to pinch hit for him, but they have a couple of guys on the bench. You got Posada, you got Martin, you got Brett Gardner, of course, with his 37 steals. So Zach Britton, again, this is about as good as we've seen him pitch. It's great news for the Orioles. Came off the DL, 5-game losing streak, 1 in Minnesota. Comes back against the toughest team in baseball to get out against left-handed pitching, and does a marvelous job.
Great job, and now he's got a chance to be a winner. Real good ball game here. And Jim Johnson, he'll be working to Eduardo Nunez, Cervelli, and then Jeter, top of the order. Nunez has had an 0 for 2 in the game. For Zach Britton, the second time he has come out of a ball game without having given up a run, fouled off. He did it in his second start against Texas, 7 2/3 innings, no runs and 4 hits. And May 12 against Seattle, he came out no runs on 3 hits, a 9-inning ball game. That was the game where he and Vargas had the 9 scoreless innings. Johnson's got him, 1 away.
Just, here, try to hit it. This is what I do best. Good moving fastball. 94 starts in the middle of the plate. Seen it all afternoon from Colon, and then it runs right to the inside corner.
Now we'll get the pinch hitter, Russell Martin. The Yankees regular catcher will come on for Cervelli. Cervelli had a single and hit into a double play. And Martin will pinch hit. Martin is 1 for 2 off Jim Johnson.
Yeah, 0 for 3 on Friday, coming off that 22-9 game where the Yankees hit 3 grand slams. He hit one of those, hit 2 home runs, went 5 for 5. That was on Thursday.
Russell Martin, an exceedingly good year as far as the power numbers, 17 homers and 59 RBIs.
What an upgrade for their catchers. I mean, offensively, Jerry, I pitched almost 4,000 innings, I suppose, at the major league level. I was watching him catch the other night. I mean, he can give a target with the best of them. And then you get the offense to go with it.
Amazingly, his 17 homers come in a year after he combined for 12 home runs and over 800 at bats the 2 years before, 2009, 2010.
Yeah, I heard last year I guess the hip and the knee. So I think a lot of people thought, well, would he ever come back and be the player that he's been? But very productive. And again, on a team that's in the hunt to win the American League East.
2 ball, 1 strike count. Signed by the Yankees as a free agent when the Dodgers made the decision not to re-up, and 17th round pick is in the chase. 3 ball, 1 strike count on Russell Martin. Jim Johnson into it, and a chopper to short. Hardy gets a big hop. 2 down. As a proud partner of the Baltimore Grand Prix, the Orioles, in conjunction with MLB, have moved the start time of their Thursday game against the Jays from 7:05 to 12:35 this Thursday. All tickets and parking dated September 1 will be honored for the new 12:35 time. If you have any questions, 888-848-BIRD. Tomorrow night it's the Yankees, 7:05 game, first pitch, and then followed up by 3 games for the Jays coming in. Derek Jeter is the DH, has had an 0 for 3. 2 down, nobody on. Jeter 2 for 11 off Jim Johnson. Pitch up high for a ball to him. 1-4-0 for the Orioles, 0-4-0 for the Yankees. 4 left on by the Yankees, only 1 base runner left on by the Orioles. Back in the 2nd inning. Yankees have not had a runner to second base in the game.
Yeah, Jim Johnson, he comes in, he's so efficient. And again, the minute he comes in and you have a 1 or 2 run lead, and then you're thinking, is he going to pitch the 9th, or are they going to go to the bullpen to a struggling Kevin Gray? I mean, I guess that's the good news, is they have the lead.
Jeter got jammed, and a 1-2 count. And time to text in your vote for the AT&T Player of the Game. The candidates tonight: Zach Britton with a great 7-inning, 4-hit, no-run performance. Vladimir Guerrero has picked up the lone RBI with his base hit. Mark Reynolds double single. Text in your vote, A, B, or C, to 518-62. Here's the 1-2 delivery, and Jeter just enough to foul it off.
Yeah, the big thing when you look at Jeter, early on, okay, you're about a 314 lifetime hitter. You only hit 270 last year. Tried to chain his swing, and it looks like, again, his front foot, he used to have a big high leg kick. Watch the toe tap. And that's kind of just stay through the ball a little bit more. Hit a tap. Oh, almost takes one on the wrist.
Went on the DL, came off it on July 4, and since then has been on fire, hitting .355 since coming off the DL. And the second highest average this month of August in the majors. He's hitting .415. Aramis Ramirez of the Cubs at .427. Jeter twice now. I mean, last year the question was, would he be able to play? Could he go through a full season? Was his career done? Answered the call. Got it done. This year, same thing happened. First couple of months, spring training had started. Is he too old? Is it done? Questions first month. Can he hit? Can he still play? Goes on the DL, comes back and answers it again. That one will go to third base, Andino. Off the bag, but got him. Good toe touch right there by Reynolds. So retired in order. The Orioles, bottom of the 8th inning, have a 1-0 lead. Vladimir Guerrero, the lone RBI. Nick Markakis got the leadoff double in the 7th, and with 1 away, Vladdy brought him home with a single. The rest left to Britton on the defense. No runs, 4 hits, 7 innings for Zach. And we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Bartolo Colon on the mound, and a new battery mate, Russell Martin. Now the Orioles trying to add here to the 1-0 ball game. This is Reynolds, 7-game hit streak, double and a single off Bartolo Colon, and a strike on the outside corner. Reynolds came in 1 for 6 off Colon. Colon working into the 8th, hasn't even reached the 85 pitch mark yet. No walks, 3 strikeouts, but he's trailing outside for a ball.
Yeah, 15.5 per inning. So that's been his average this year, 2011. Yeah, they don't get, I mean, for the Yankees, they get them, what, 4, almost about 4.5 runs a game, and obviously not yet.
Pulled it foul.
Yeah, a little hanging slider, and of course Kevin Gregg, the Oriole closer, is getting loose in the bullpen. So you would like some more runs.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
He will get everybody, including Yankee fans, Oriole fans,
on their feet.
People dodging Hurricane Irene on the CS. The blood pressure will rise, the pulse will go up.
Here's the 1-2 delivered to Reynolds, and that'll be a delayed swing pop up. Granderson a long way to go, and can't get it. Granderson diving. He was playing deep in left center field, and he and Cano got there about the same time. Granderson tried to catch it.
Yeah, Robinson going out there. I mean, if you're going to go that far, of course, I don't know if he ever calls him off. Yeah, you saw the mouth going. So, again, it makes it a little bit more difficult. You know what the plan is. You know what? I go out to catch it if you're Robinson Cano till he calls me off. But, again, Reynolds, power, wind blowing, sun. Orioles got a break.
3 for 3 ball game for Mark Reynolds. That'll be his 7th 3-hit game of the year. Now playing for the bunt again.
And also, I would think it would be safe to say that if you're really running hard, you get to second, and he doesn't. So the Yankees catch a break. Orioles get one just by getting them on. That should have been an out, but it isn't.
2 fly balls to right field in the game for Ryan Adams.
Yeah, we told you Adam Jones last inning wasn't going to be bunting, but Ryan Adams will.
A-Rod is already 3 steps in. Throws over to get Reynolds leaning. Teixeira holding the bag. Nobody out. Orioles have their 5th hit. And he did not show bunt and will take it for a strike. Now Mike Showalter will make the decision on what he wants him to do.
Now he bunts. And that's pretty good. Hank Bauer, the late Hank Bauer, my first manager, former Yankee, played on those 5 consecutive Worlds. He loved to let pitchers, hitters in a bunt situation swing if you get a fastball. Of course, he got it. He just didn't think he could do anything with it. And then he'd let you bunt.
0-1 the count.
No, maybe not.
He did not go around on that. They check it first, and the count goes to 1 ball, 1 strike. So Showalter letting him look at a couple here. Count stays 1-1. A-Rod backs up,
but not much.
A step.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you want to be in early enough so or close enough so at least you can get one.
There's a lob toss to try and get an indication whether Adams is going to slide the hand up the bat. He did not.
And maybe Buck Showalter. I mean, you got to be a realist if you're a manager. Maybe a bunt situation, but can your guy bunt? Do you know that? You haven't seen him that much. I can't imagine he did a lot of sacrificing at Double-A last year, where he almost hit 300 with 43 doubles.
But you better know how to bunt.
Well, I agree with you wholeheartedly. You know, we saw Andino early on struggling, worked on it. Wayne Kirby, first base coach, when they're home. You get Andino out there. You get Blake Davis when he was with the club. Matt Engel, backup utility center fielder. You've got to be able to do it.
Did not have a sacrifice last year. Whole minor league career has had 9. 1-1 delivery, and that hit the bat. Tried to pull the bat back. Caught it, I think, on the knob, and a 1 ball, 2 strike count.
Well, that's good news in a sense, because you don't break your hand. What are the odds of this happening?
You can't do that if you try. Our Dodge Ram Expo brought to you by Ram Trucks, designed, tested, and proven to be the best trucks we've ever built. Ram. So now 1-2 strike count. A-Rod can back way up. Set up outside by Martin. And that's where he put it, but doesn't get the call. 2-2.
Yeah, see, so what the one thing about John Hirschbeck, a wide strike zone, but again, nothing up. I mean, been very consistent as far as height today. Very Rothschild, bullpen for the Yankees, probably going to get active. And again, it has the lowest earned run average in the American League.
2-2 strike count on Ryan Adams. Reynolds at first base, and he'll foul that one away. Trying to get him moved up here in a battle. Follow the Orioles with MLB.com at Bat 2011 app, iPhone, iPad, Android, or BlackBerry. Scores, highlights, pitch-by-pitch tracking, and a whole lot more, including a chance to upgrade seats here at home. Text at Bat 31826 or go to Orioles.com for details. Soriano in the bullpen for the Yankees.
Yeah, the Orioles again. If Ryan can't get a hit, he'd love to run the count to 3-2 so you can start the runner. One of the things that Cervelli has not done well, and you don't get the full reason why, only 3 out of 26. So a very low amount of throwing runners out when they try to steal. And again, the count goes to 3-2. You make a decision whether you're going to run or not. Stay out of the double play.
That ball's going to be whipped into right center field, base hit. Good read made. Reynolds is going to go to third. Throw will be all the way through and not in time. So Adams has got a 6-game hit streak, and the Orioles cover the corners with nobody out.
So they don't sacrifice. Buck Showalter, just kind of has an idea. I don't know if he can bunt, but I know he can hit. And right here, great call on this, Mark Reynolds. You know, again, not that much speed, but better than you think. But a very good base runner. Shows a lot of good instincts.
Reimold will now get the advantage of a somewhat drawn-in infield. They're looking to the dugout. Mick Kelleher doing the placing of the infielders. And Nolan Reimold with runners at first and third and nobody out. The Orioles with a 1-0 lead and a real chance now to get at least one more in.
Yeah, again, a guy that's been red hot, 7-game hitting streak, needs a hit right here to keep it alive. Hit on your terms. As good as Cologne's being. Look inside out, outside. There's your outside corner, supposedly.
The infield stays about halfway on the left side, and Cano a little bit closer on the right.
Yeah, and I think what they do, my read on this, if you play way in, you make it easier for him to hit. But now you can still hit a hard ground ball, and you can still catch more balls that are hit hard.
And that's going to be away. Reynolds does not have to go at third, of course, so would expect in a hard hit ball he would not go on contact. He just doesn't have the speed. And A-Rod's looking in. Do you want me to go to second or go home? And Kelleher says home.
Oh, of course, yeah. I mean, they can't afford to give up another run here.
1-1 delivery on the way, and that is going to miss. And a 2-1 strike count on Reimold.
So if you're Bartolo Colon, I mean, you have battled your heart out all afternoon. Your pitch count's now at 95. And again, this is your toughest inning. As you mentioned, I mean, he breezed through the first 6.
2-1 strike count. Infield stays halfway in. And that pitch a strike.
That is so far outside. And Nolan Reimold been that way. I mean, this ball way off the corner. Look at that.
Had 2 of those there in this at bat. Yep. One was a strike, one was a ball. Count now 2-2 on Reimold. He's got to get that run in from third base. Set up outside. That's where it goes. Martin with a nice stop. And the count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Adams on at first base, talking to Wayne Kirby about whether or not, with nobody out, he's going to go here.
Not a lot of speed.
Nope.
I mean, he's only struck out 3. He's been so efficient. Balls in play early on.
Reimold getting a look at Colon for the first time in this ball game with the 0 for 2. 3-2 count. There's the step and the look.
I'm glad. Well, you know, Steve Busby was the first pitcher, and he was the best. I mean, he started it, very effective. I never tried that.
It's worked once this year, so it's on for another 10 years. 3-ball, 2-strike delivery. Reimold, a chopper. Runner is halfway, goes back. There's one. Relay over to first, will not be in time. But Colon made sure he held the runner, and Reynolds almost went far enough for Colon to make a throw over there, but not quite.
Well, he plays it exactly the way you want it. I mean, right here, you're worried about that second run, freezes the runner, and then, of course, Nunez does not know how Reimold runs, because if he did, he would not have thrown the ball. It's just too quick. No chance.
Girardi will come out. 1 for see how Colon is, and 2 to set the D.
And another thing is Soriano, we showed you, he's been struggling. He did come in and get 1 out on Friday night. But again, I think if he was the pitcher he was last year, you might think about bringing him in. But also Joe Girardi's a good manager. He's also a sentimental guy. This guy's pitched so well here, and his stuff still looks good. Just made a great pitch. And, of course, he can throw ground balls.
So now runners at first and third and 1 away. Better speed for the Orioles at first base in Reimold. And Andino coming up.
You think that might have, I haven't seen the Orioles squeeze all year long, but you think that, you don't think they didn't mention squeeze in that.
That's why A-Rod will start on the cut of the grass. The rest of the infield now will play back, because if they can turn 2, that'll end the inning. We're in the bottom half of the 8th. The Orioles have a 1-0 lead on the single by Guerrero in the 7th inning. Britton with a chance to be a winner. No runs, 4 hits over 7. Colon's gone the distance for the Yankees. And the Orioles are trying to add to it to take more than 1 run to the 9th. 1 away. Andino, strike on the outside corner. Andino backs off, shaking his head. Reynolds at third. Reimold at first. And Andino, 0 for 2, is grounded out, flied out. The 0-1 delivery to him. 0-2.
95. They play him like a left-handed pull hitter. They're shifted so much. I mean, and this is just some gas right here. Unbelievable. Look at that defense. There's your left fielder. I mean, right there. I mean, it's the way you address a left-handed pull hitter.
Oh, to the count. There he goes. That pitch is a strike, and that's the one that's eating up the hitters today, and that's it for Andino. 4 strikeouts, but there's the biggest.
Yeah, and again, it's the ability of a veteran pitcher at 38 that came off the junk pile to make a great pitch. I don't care how big the strike zone is, you still have to execute it. And both of the pitchers, Britton and Colon, have done a great job doing that.
So that will leave it up to the Orioles leadoff batter. The Orioles had back-to-back singles to start the inning by Reynolds and Adams, but have not been able to push anybody in. First and third and 2 down. Hardy 0 for 3. JJ will take the pitch, and it is a strike.
Well, regardless of the outcome, I mean, this is a pretty impressive 8th inning for Colon. To get runners at first and to be able to throw with this kind of velocity. It tells you how good he was when he was young.
0-1 delivery. Hardy down left field. He gets the base hit. Reynolds will score. J.J. Hardy comes through again. And it is a 2-0 lead for the Orioles.
Other than Matt Waiters, the best runner in scoring position number on the Orioles is a guy that just got that base hit. And he gets a fastball to hit. One of the few pitches that Colon gets in the middle of the plate. High ball hitter. And he hits it hard.
And that's going to be it for Bartolo Colon. So the Orioles, 2 runs on 7 hits, have knocked the Yankees starter out after an outstanding performance in this ball game. The O's were 2 away in the 8th. contributes $50 to support the Living Classroom Foundation. Orioles have drawn 348 walks, $17,400. Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield encourages each of us to take that first step towards a healthier and more active lifestyle. So Bartolo Colon, an outstanding performance, but he will leave trailing by a score of 2-0, and the Orioles will try and add more that could go into his column.
So you match up if you're Joe Girardi, 238 against the lefties. Nick Markakis, not a lot of at bats, but 1 for 6 against Boone Logan. Big, tall lefty. Again, what he does so well, I mean, he's got a very good angle to the plate. So the Orioles again trying to make it a little bit easier for the back end of the bullpen as Kevin Gregg up, and now Michael Gonzalez up. Gonzalez, of course, working on a string where the last 7 hitters he's faced have struck out. So we'll see who comes in. Both righty and lefty. Looks like Gregg's already ready.
So 2 down, runners at first and second base. The RBI by Hardy, knocking the starter Bartolo Colon out, and Boone Logan. Nick Markakis, 259 off lefties, 298 off righties. He's only had 1 home run against a left-hander this year, one of his 13. There are 2 away, and Markakis will take the pitch outside for a ball. So Nolan Reimold on at second base and Hardy on at first. Hardy picking up a very big RBI, his 64th run batted in of the season, and with that single, Hardy has a 10-game hit streak that he will take to the second game of the doubleheader tonight. Here's the 1-0 delivery. Markakis on a bender, and it's in there for a strike. 7:35 first pitch tonight, 7 o'clock. O's Extras will be on the air at 7:30 for the game, as these 2 teams play the day-night, and then the regularly scheduled game is tomorrow night. Orioles and Yankees right back here at Camden Yards for a 7:05 first pitch. 1-1. Markakis goes the other way. Jones going back. Andrew Jones has room, and he's gone. So the Orioles will get a run. They do it on 3 hits. They'll leave a couple on base, 3 outs away from winning the first half of our 2 build. Baseball on Masson, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Southwest Airlines' new Rapid Rewards, unlimited reward seats and no blackout dates. And by Hyundai. It's time to join the movement. We go to the 9th inning. The Orioles are going for a 6-game win streak, and on to try and preserve the 2-0 lead. Kevin Gregg.
Yeah, coming off a save, the last one he was able to have. Again, you got to go all the way back to the 29th of July. So he came in Minnesota. Of course, they did get a guy on, but it was a 4-1 lead. This is only a 2-run lead.
Well, the Yankees will try and get that potential tying run to the plate.
And all you have to do is get a guy on. 2 for 10. Curtis Granderson lifetime against Kevin Gregg.
For Gregg this year against the Yankees, his 6th game. He is 1 for 2 in saves. He's given up 2 runs on 4 hits in 5 innings to the Yankees. A couple of walks and 1 strikeout.
And you know he's going to make it exciting because, again, if you look at the total body of work, it's going to be, you know, he just gives up a lot of base runners. And that's what the Yankees are looking for, yeah.
Going after one and fouls it back 2-2. Well, the Orioles substantially better 2 games here to start this series than they've played against the Yankees all year. That'll be fouled off. And you just can't let these go by.
Nope, but I mean, that is the charge of any closer. They'll be the first to tell you. You don't want to erase the first 8 innings.
Granderson, Teixeira, and A-Rod. So much of the game that has been a strike.
Yeah, and you'd like to think he's going to call it. Is it a strike? No. Has it been a strike? Yes. I mean, that's way outside. Not that he hasn't called some, but you'd like to see some consistency here.
Big 3-2 strikeout. Granderson up there among the leaders in Ks, goes down swinging.
That came in with 137 right here. I mean, a good riding fastball. I always get the feeling that sometimes Kevin Gregg doesn't understand how good his fastball is if he locates it well. And that was up and away.
Here is Mark Teixeira. Teixeira's 3 for 17 against Gregg, but 2 of the 3 hits have been home runs.
So there you are, 93-94 on the corner. Why do you got to mess around with cutters? It speeds up the bat. There's another one. Yep, there you go.
Got him looking on a pitch down and away. Teixeira behind on the count. Couple of strikes. Orioles have the shift on. There's the 0-2 delivery to him.
Yep.
Punches that one foul. Let's update you on the voting for the AT&T Player of the Game. It looks like this so far. You'll still have time to text in your vote, A, B, or C. 51862. Results in the O's Extra post-game show. Zach Britton over there looking for his 8th win. Here's the 0-2. Britton, no runs, 4 hits over 7. Johnson worked an inning, had a strikeout. Now Gregg. Bartolo Colon, 7 2/3. He gave up 2 runs on 7 hits. No walks, 4 strikeouts. He could be 8 and 9 if the Orioles get the win. Down to first, hit the bag. That is going to be a base hit. Brian Adams will chase it down, and Teixeira gets the single.
Well, he's laid on 4 fastballs, and you had to come back with a cutter. It's all right to throw it. You just can't throw it for a strike. He doesn't make a good pitch. Watch him. I mean, just rips this ball down the bag. You know, it may be a ball because Reynolds is on the line. He catches. Looked like it skimmed off the bag, kicked up in the air, and they get their wish.
So here's a classic moment in baseball. 9th inning. Yankees down by 2. A-Rod against the Orioles closer.
And keep in mind, he's only the tying run with Cano on deck.
Rodriguez will foul that one off. Rodriguez 3 for 11 off Gregg, including a home run. 28,751, 28,751. The Oriole fans making their presence felt. A-Rod's 0 for 3 in the ball game. Gregg will miss inside, 1-1. Great finish to a great game, and we've got another one coming your way tonight. 7 o'clock for O's Extra, 7:30 for the game, 7:35 for the first pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike. A-Rod goes to short. Hardy, 1. Adams, 2. Game over. And the Orioles win it 2-0. And we give away another $1,000 to end the game. Barbara Dennis from Baltimore, you just won another $1,000 from the Maryland Lottery Double Play Contest. Britton wins it. He is 8 and 9. Colon the loser. He is 8 and 9. Orioles get their 6th shutout of the year, and the Yankees shut out for the 6th time.